Okay, here we go. G.I. Joe, issue number 53. And let's see. Spine stress. Don't see any noticeable spine stress. At the top, the edge, the surface, very clean surface. The bottom, let's see, get the shadow here. Just a little hang here on this, the corner. That's not going to deduct. Let's take a look at the interior pages here. Interior pages and the centerfolds. Take a look at the centerfold. The centerfold looks white, and the staples are intact. So let's take a look at the back. Let's see if I can get this to show up a little bit better. There's some tanning, it's light tanning. It's happening. I don't know if I can get that, capture that. If you guys can see that, there's some light tanning here, coming down the side of the spine and the back, and some light tanning up here. There's also a small bend, but a bend that can be pressed out. This corner down here, however, it's got a crease. Now, luckily, this back cover is white, so this crease actually won't show up as much when in the slab. However, it'll still deduct at least half a point. This is still a solid book. This, as it is right now, I would say at least because of the tanning, and then there's that little tiny crease here on the back cover, bottom edge right here. That breaks color, but because it's a white background, you can't really see it break color, but it's still there to break color. With this book, this is still a solid 9.4 or 9.2, depending upon how the grader wants to handle or deduct for the tanning. Although this one is still a really solid book, and it's a great key issue. So let's go on to the next one. All right, now we have G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, issue 60. And on the front, okay, on the top of the cover, let's see if I can get that to reflect in the light here. You see some bins. You see these bins? These are a couple of tiny bins. See one tiny spine stress, and I do see multiple spine stresses. Let's see if I can get that to reflect. You can see the spine stress right here. This one right here breaks color. The others don't. As you hopefully can see that right there, a reflection of the spine stress. There we go, there's the staples. Nope, staples are intact, not rusty. So let's take a look at the back. Oh, in the back. Okay, well the back, as you can see, it's a black cover, and right away you can see the tiny spine stress that just kind of popped out there, jumped out. You see it right here, so right here. So there's several tiny spine stresses on the spine in the back cover that do break color. The bottom, it's not a tear, but it's certainly a surface. The surface has been rubbed off so that the white is exposed from the paper. So that's not a tear. And let's take a look over here on this side, and we've got yeah, so you've got some more bending. Yeah, this one would come in probably an 8. But there's no way this would come in at a 9 or higher. So that's kind of a bummer, but that's okay. That's what we're doing this for, to learn, and so I can show you guys what to look for, when you're examining a book. So we will go on to the next one. X Factor issue number 1. The very first issue for the new team of the original X-Men who have decided to go on their own. They've grown up, they're going to start their own team. So that would be X Factor. And this is the first issue. And let's see. I can already see some spine stress right here. Very tiny spine stress. Barely breaks color. On the back, I see some more spine stress here. These are actually more spine stress with bends. Let's see if I can catch that here on the camera, because they don't break. See, there we go. They don't actually break color. These can be pressed out. These bends can all be pressed out flat, and it's just like I said. So this is a great candidate. This book right here, so far, and here, right here we got a bend right up there. It's not a crease. It's actually a bend. See if I can get it more into focus. This bend would be pressed out too. This book, as it stands without pressing, and with all the spine stress on the front, the tiny spine stress on the front, even though it's multiple, and then here on the back with the bends, definitely either a 9. There's a bend, a long bend right there, right there. See that bend right there? That's not a crease, that's a bend, and that would be pressed out too. Same with all these other smaller bends that are on the surface here. So as this stands, a 9. Getting it pressed would definitely bump this up to a near mint grade, 9.4, heck, maybe even 9.6. This is an issue I'll take with me to have signed by Mr. Rubenstein, because this is a heavy contender. This is a good book. This one definitely is worth it. All right, let's go on to the next one. Okay, Marvel Comics presents number 49. Here we have Wolverine, Spider-Man on the cover. Marvel Comics presents Wolverine. Okay. As you can see, this is a very busy cover. Look at all the webbing. And I am not seeing spine stress that breaks color. Maybe a few little tiny stages. You can see maybe one right there. If I point to that one right here, that's a bend. That's spine stress, but it's a bend. It doesn't break color, so it can be pressed out. Let's take a look at the surface of the cover real fast, and it's a very. Let's see, get the shadows. And now I have to go look back at any of these books. And this back cover, I can't find. I can't seriously. I cannot find a. I can't find a defect that would bring it lower than a 9.8. This book on its own is a heavy 9.8 contender. That's a beautiful book. That's a beautiful 9.8 book. That's definitely what I'm taking. 9.8 out of the gate. 9.8 out of the gate. All right, let's do the next issue. Marvel Comics presents Weapon X. This is issue 77, part of the Weapon X saga. Any of you who are familiar with Wolverine's origin, this actually, the Marvel Comics presents Weapon X storyline. We actually got to find out more about Logan's history, his backstory. The way I see spine stress on the spine here on the front cover, it breaks color, multiple, as you can see right there, and that is a pity. Is that right there? Even just with the front cover, and there's even some bends on the front cover, but that it's not anything like the spine stress that I'm looking at here that breaks color on the front. The spine on this particular issue kills any chances of this book ever coming in at a near mid grade, and that's a shame because this is a fantastic comic. It's a great issue. I'll just have to put down in my notes to look for a nicer copy. Okay, so we'll go on to the next book. Okay. Marvel Comics presents number 78. We're continuing with the Weapon X saga. And as you can see, this is a white. The white on this cover is very white. It's really nice. I see some spine stress up here. It doesn't break color. Let's see if I can get that on camera. It's in a bend. Let's see. Come on. If I can get that to show up for you guys. It's there. Yeah, you can see that right there. That doesn't break color. It's where the paper folded over, but there's bins all around there. Okay, the interior pages are white, and then we've got staples are intact. Yeah, no rust. Okay, that's always good. And then in the back, what do we got going? Oh, a dark back. Okay, dark background. Okay, so we've got a rather. This is about a 1 inch. Right, here we go. It's about a 1 inch crease right there. Barely breaks color. That hurts. Ouch. That hurts. Oh, that's sad. That is sad. Right there. That alone, right here. I just kicked it down to a 9. As it breaks color. Oh, that hurts. Oh, that hurts. And then more spine stress. Some break color, some don't. So this book is not coming with me. Oh, that's just a shame. I love this book though. I love it still. So as it is, it's definitely never going to come. This book would never grade at a near mint. It just can't. Not with the 1 inch crease down there that breaks color, and then the spine stress on the back that breaks color too. That's a shame. That's okay. All right, let's go on to the next book, you guys. All right, hot dog. Uncanny X-Men 257, featuring my favorite female X character of all time. I loved this is Psylocke. This is the first time we get to see her Psyblade in her new form, Lady Mandarin. But right now, as you can see, that is fingerprint smudges, not from me, okay? These are not fingerprint smudges I made. These are fingerprint smudges that were already on the book when I bought it. So again, when I originally bought this book, many moons ago, the last thing I was thinking about was grading, and the last thing I would have been focused on was those fingerprints, those fingerprint smudges, that right there, because you can see it. This already brings this book well below a near mint. Then we've got bins galore on this cover. This cover has just got bins. And again, not by me, I can tell you that. My books are always kept in wonderful condition, storage condition. It's how I bought this book. And when I bought it again, I wasn't thinking about grading. I just wanted the book. So let's look at the back. Oh, white back. Okay. More bins. Those can be pressed out, but it's irrelevant at this point. As we saw on the front cover, I've got an issue with the fingerprint smudges, those fingerprint smudges, and oh, I got some more fingerprint smudging right here. It's very light, very faint right here. If you can see that, that's more fingerprint smudges. Ick. Either way, I love Psylocke. She's my favorite X-Gal always. I love this issue, and it's a shame that this one will not be coming with me to be signed. But there you have it. All right, let's go on to the next one. Okay, Uncanny X-Men 265. And we've got Storm on the cover, a little miniaturized version of Storm. This right here, I can see some spine stress already. Some barely break color, some break color. Another spine. Some surface wear on the spine. Some that don't break color. And, oh my, okay. Wow. Probably wondering why I'm surprised. Okay, this is a Mark Jeweler insert. I haven't talked about that yet with you guys. That's a whole other video in itself. There's a very fascinating story about the Mark Jeweler inserts, and I had forgotten that this issue actually had one, that my issue that I own has one in there. And on the back here, I see some stains. Oh, that's a pity. Some staining right there. And some spine stress, but it's a white that can be pressed out, because, and then a bend right down here, right there, but that stain right there. I might take this one with me anyways, have it signed, have it pressed, you know, they'll be able to remove what they can, but they cannot correct any of the color breakage. And I'll just let the grade come in as it comes in at. And all right, let's go on to the next book. Okay, Uncanny X-Men 280. Muir Island Saga. Okay, and on the cover, yeah, poor Psylocke, he looks so distressed, holding Professor X in his arms. I see some tiny spine stress. Does not break color up here. Cover is beautiful. This is a beautiful cover. Huh. It's a gorgeous cover. Yeah, just with a little bit of spine stress right up in here that does not break color. That can be pressed out. There we are. No rusty staples. Staples are intact. It's always good. Let's go to the back. Okay. On the back, a few little bends up. There's a bend up there at the top. Let's see if I can catch that in the light. It can be pressed out. I'm not concerned about it. It's not a crease. It's a bend. Very little spine stress. Very little spine stress, if any, and I don't see any creases here. Except for this bend that's up here, I don't see anything else that would deduct this book. Now, if this book is pressed, this easily come in at a 9.8. This is a heavy. This right here, I'll take this. This is a 9.8 contender right here. That's a 9.8 out of the gate. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Actually, it'll be the very last one. Okay, you guys, this is the last one. Wolverine issue 87. See Gambit and Wolverine on the cover. Right here, I can already see this spine stress barely breaks color, but it breaks color. On the naked eye, it barely breaks color. That hurts. It's just the one right there that I see. I see another one right here. Yeah, it barely breaks color right here. So we've got about two right here, spine stress that barely break color. On the back cover here, some wear up there on the top spine, and then a little bit of spine stress with bends. Those can be pressed out. So all in all, this book could still come in a near mint. This is definitely I'll take this book. I'm going to take this book for signing. I'll have it pressed. Probably come in at a 9.4. With the spine stress on the front that barely break color, it already jumped it down to a 9.6. It's never going to come in at a 9.8, that's for sure. But you know, the bends can get pressed out, and it has all the inserts. That's great. And yeah, so on this one, I'll take this one as well to be signed. I will do a recap of the ones I will be taking and the ones that I will not be taking. All right, so here's the first one we're going to grade. And we can tell right away, as I always start with the spine, we've got some spine stress, actually quite a bit of spine stress that break color, as you can see all across right here. We've also got color rubs. There is rubbing and the color, let me get back here, right here. The color has been rubbed off of the book. From right out of the gate, it appears that moisture has affected this book. There are moisture waves at the bottom, and that's pretty much a dead giveaway that either this has a stain somewhere that caused this moisture, or it was just condensation, humidity time, wherever it was stored, however it was stored, caused these waves to occur. So we'll look inside the book in a little bit to see if we could find any what we call tides, and that's pretty much where you'll see the stain appear that would cause this rippling effect at the bottom of this waves. But so far I see spine stress, of course, and then I see several fingernail indents, creases. There's a nice little about 1 inch crease right here, breaks color. If I can get that on camera for you guys right there, right here at the bottom edge of the book. More, this right here, if I can get, zoom in there, you see it right over here on the black of the horse, is a substance. Could be fingerprints, but it doesn't appear to be fingerprints. It's more of some staining, some substance, light substance staining on the black of the horse. So let's go ahead and then you can see right here, I'm gonna get the corner right there. You can see where that corner just bent right here, causing a bend on the front and on the back, causing the bend with a crease. And on the back of this one, we've got quite a lot long. You can't miss it. That is about, that one's probably got over 3 inches. That's a crease right there. Breaks color on the back. And here at the bottom, we've got more waves. You can even see it on the paper. So this has been affected by moisture quite a bit. We've got a piece missing on the bottom spine here. There's a piece missing right here on the back of the book. But let's go ahead and we'll get into the interior. Let's see how the interior pages look. The interior pages actually on camera appear white. There is tanning happening, light tanning on the edges of these pages, but this would still, because it is so light and faint, it would still probably come in with the white pages. Now in the centerfold, the staples are not rusted, which is pretty interesting and cool, given the fact that this has definitely been affected by moisture, this entire book. Now I go here to the back, and on the back cover, again, you can see that crease just right here, causing right through the back cover right there. But there's those moisture bins again. And I'm looking for a tide. I see a very light, I'm not going to be able to pick this up on camera. I can already, even if I move this light out of the way here, see if I can move the light. I don't think it's going to show up on camera, but it's extremely light. What appears to be a tide, basically it's moisture. It's what's caused, what is causing the rippling down here on the pages. So this entire book, with all the, because I see some more indents and bends on the back, but not like I do on the front. So this book, as it is, this one would probably come in at a 5.5. This right here, this crease on the back, the spine stress, the fact that this has been affected by moisture, and it shows. The color rubbing, everything, the whole the gamut. So this one a 5.5. So we go on to this next one, and this next one, spine stress is actually not as bad as that first one. You can see it's got spine wear on the spine, and you can even see a tiny tear here on the spine. But we've got some spine stress, some break color, some don't. But it looks like we've also got quite a few indents. Let's see if I can get some light on that for you guys here. Give me a second here. does not want to show up. It looks like, there we go. See those indents right there? Yeah, those almost like somebody took a pencil and just kind of banged down on it. We've got more indents and creases along the front cover. Some bright color on the creases, some don't. And once again, this same one has that similar bend on the top spine, just like that last book. So I turn it around and take a look at that. We've got another, this one's probably got to be a 4 inches or longer crease on the back that breaks color. Ouch. And then a smaller crease right here that's, ow, that hurts. Ooh. It almost looks like a tear, but it's not a tear. It's not a tear. It almost looks like a tear. That right there. Now, spine stress on the back. Some break color, some don't. I've got, and again, here we go back with these 2 books so far have been affected by moisture. You can see the moisture waves and bends on the bottom of this back cover and on the pages too. This has got quite a bit of color rubbing at the bottom on the back. Not so, a little bit on the front, but not as much as that first one. Yeah, I can see some light moisture. Yeah, this book, I mean, those 2 so far, and the pages, the tanning on the pages is a little darker on this one than they were on the last one, on the edges. So this one might come in at a white to off-white, depends, but the centerfold doesn't have rusty staples, which again is pretty cool considering that moisture has definitely affected this book. Now I can tell that, yeah, I can see that there's moisture that's affected this book, because take a look at this second to last page here. See if I can get that on camera. There is what appears to be a fingerprint or a smudging at the bottom of this page. And I don't know if it's going to come in for you guys on the camera. Let's see. It's right here. So let me turn a page here, see if I can get it. And that just indicates to me that this book sat in moisture. Whether it was, and I'm not going to say that it sat in like water, because it's how it was stored, and it even gets a little bit worse on the bottom of this one right here. I think that one shows up better. See how the page starts to kind of pucker in, starts to wave, and the tanning gets darker. So yeah, this book in the same, even with this, I mean, that one hurts right there. That about a 4 inch longer crease right here. I mean, the whole book is been affected again by moisture. So this is another one that falls in the 5.55 realm. It's just there's no way it could get any higher than that. And I may be being soft on it. Either way, so we'll go on to the third one. And on this third one, right, okay, so we've got the same bend, same owner, so same bend right here at the top spine, which then bends over to the back. And we see spine stress that breaks color. And this one isn't actually the little tiny crease right here that breaks color on the bottom edge right there. Pages are white, and the staples are not rusted on the centerfold. So there you go, big bonus, yay. Let's see what's going on near the back, because here we go. Okay, I didn't even turn to the back cover yet, but again, we've got waves. So this is another book that's sat in moisture, and we've got some tears. We've got some tiny tears. If I can get this to zoom in and actually show up on camera. There are tiny tears right here on the bottom edge. See, there we go. See on the bottom right there, with creases too that break color. Ouch. Spine stress breaks color. We've got the crease on this one. It's about an inch, and it breaks color right there. This one is not as bad as the other two. I mean, I see more color rub. There's color missing right there on the spine. This could maybe, and this is a big maybe, get a 6, and that's a big maybe, but I'm still going to go in the 5.5 range only because this book has been affected by moisture, and it shows. It just shows. And so for the last one, okay, on this last one, okay, this actually, okay, oh wow, okay, well, maybe I spoke too soon. On this cover, we're looking at a crease that is about a good 4 inches or longer. It breaks color, you can't miss it. It's right here. The top right of the front cover has a crease that's about a good 4, maybe a good 4 or 5 inches, and it breaks color for sure. Let me move this light, see if I can, there we go. There it is, see? And it's on the cover, ouch. It's worse when it's on the cover. Spine stress, that breaks color. And this one has a tiny, tiny tear at the bottom edge right there. And the pages, these are going to be white to off-white because the tanning on the edges is darker than that first book. Staples are not rusted, but I can see the pages have the wave just like all the others. So these books were all stored somewhere where there was a lot of moisture. Probably could have been in a storage unit. I don't know. I don't know the full story, but you can see at the bottom of this one, we got the pages are wavy, so those are moisture waves. We've got bins and creases at the bottom. The creases break color. We've got spine stress breaks color. We don't have the long, this one does not have that long crease on the back. It just has it on the front, which is just an ouchie, ouchie, ouchie. So this one isn't still in the 5 realm. This one remains in a 5 or 5.5. In my own, it couldn't, and the only reason it's going to, if this long crease were perhaps in the back, I could have bumped it up to a 6, but it's on the front. The front cover means more when you, aesthetically, because what's the first thing we all look at? The front cover. So with that one being, with that about 4 or 5 inch long crease on the front cover, that breaks color, I'm giving this one about a 5. And along with all the moisture damage that's been done, which has caused color rubbing, moisture bins, tears, and even on this little horse, or on the horse and the black, it's just a little bit of substance staining right there. But yeah, for the most part, these books, not one of these books, in my professional opinion, could get past a 5.5. Not one of these books at all. They've all sat, sadly, somewhere where there was extreme moisture, and that moisture did its job. And, these were definitely copies that were read over and over and over, and the more they were handled, obviously, the more you get the spine stress, but this moisture just kicked off and elevated the amount of the extremities of the damage that was already done. So, yeah, so these 4 books no amount of pressing could correct any of this. Anything that breaks color, like I've said in the past, can be corrected. And when it comes to moisture, stains, moisture bends, that don't have stains or aren't staining can be, I don't want to get into this because too much, but that can be cleaned, but I'm not going to, I would never recommend that. Pressing, yes, but I just wouldn't recommend cleaning because that falls into a whole other gray area that I don't want to talk about. So these 4 books, as they are, a 5 to a 5.5, there's just too much. Too much has happened in the years that they've been stored away or kept, or wherever they were kept. I mean, this is from 1994. These 4 issues are from the 90s, in 1994. So you're looking at over 20 years now. But yeah, so there you have it. But that was still very kind of my family friend to hand me these books. And I thought, well, with these dupes, let's take a look and see what we've got going, because, you never know. Sometimes, when you've got a bunch of dupes, there could be a nice little cherry out of the bunch. But unfortunately, out of these 4, they all suffered the same amount, pretty much the same amount of wear, moisture damage, so yeah, I can't give any of these anything higher than a 5.5. So they're in the realm of a 5 to a 5.5. Okay, well, I hope you guys learned something today, and if you did, hit the like and subscribe button, because that really, really helps the channel. And I will be seeing you guys next time when we go over some more fun books, and I'll see what other fun things I can come up with while I'm here in Atlanta. And until then, everyone take care and keep collecting. All right, welcome back, everyone. Here we have Avengers West Coast, number 56. We've got It's Darker Than Scarlet, The Witch is Back. And right away you can see spine stress, that bright color. That's an easy to tell right there. And then we got some bends off those spine stress. We have got quite a few. And here at the top edge, a few bends, impressions. Let's see. Okay, the pages are white. It's always good. White pages. Let's check out that centerfold. All right, here's the centerfold. And the centerfold, the staples are not rusting. Okay, no rust there. It's good. Let's take a look at the back. All right. And right away I see some more bends right here. It's a long bend right there. A long crease that does not break color up here at the top edge. It's actually 2 of them. And we've got more spine stress that do not break color. There we go. So I wanted to show you guys right here the spine stress. Spine stress right here does not break color. We got spine stress right here that does not break color. I guess I already pointed out that bend right there. And so this book, it has got a lot of spine stress. A lot of spine stress that breaks color on the front. A lot of spine stress that does not break color on the back. Then we've got, multiple bends and some indents. And so this book right here, as it is, gets a 7.5. It is because of the massive amount of spine stress that's breaking color on the front. And then there's the spine stress on the back. Although it doesn't break color, there's still a massive amount. So that's what hit this book the most. And a 7.5 is pretty low for a book from 1990. So obviously I would have liked a much better copy, but this is the copy I own. Well, they all can't be perfect. Well, okay guys, and that is it for today. And if you guys join me next time, I will be doing Avengers West Coast issue number 57 as we continue on with Scarlet Witch turning into, her not so nice self, the evil Scarlet Witch. So until then, everyone just keep collecting and keep your collection safe. Okay, everyone, we're going to start with issues 161 to 169 of Spawn. The big key issue in this lot is spawn number 165, and that is because this is the first appearance of Mandarin spawn. So this book, raw, goes for about anywhere from $50, maybe $60. However, all of these books, I've already looked through them, are in beautiful condition. These are definitely 9/8. The reason I am not sending these in to be graded is because the return on the investment after the grading fee, after shipping fee, and anything else, I will not make a profit. However, I did want to show the first one being Spawn 164, and you can see that this book right here, the black, as I said, it is notorious for these black covers. The interior is beautiful, nice interior. The back, there is cannot find any imperfections on the back. Now, take a look at the spine. The spine, there is quite a lot of spine wear, if you can see that. It breaks color. So the problem with this book is that the spine wear, as you can see, it breaks color up and down the book. It's the spine wear right here. This book, I would grade it at, because of the amount of spine wear, about a 9.4. It's definitely not a 9.8. And then the other one I wanted to show was issue 166. Now, again, the cover is great. No spine. You probably can't see it, but I can see there's no spine wear. The pages, are great. The back looks wonderful. I mean, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful book. However, it's important, and a lot of times, one may forget, you've got to look at the staples. Okay. Now, when I open this up and I take a look at the center fold, see this bottom area, or this bottom page, or the bottom of the centerfold? The staple is gone. Basically, this centerfold is detached from the staple, just the centerfold page, not the rest of the pages, just the centerfold page, because that staple is not there. It is on the book. On the outside, it's right here. Here's the staple right there. But that centerfold on the bottom, it is detached. Sadly, this is detached. So with that in mind, this book maybe, okay, because it's inside of the book for starters, and it's just the bottom staple in the centerfold, and the rest of the book is just, it's beautiful. However, it is still detached from, the centerfold is still detached at the bottom staple. So probably a 9.2 or a 9 on this one. Because you can't tell, obviously, from the outside of this book until you open up the centerfold to see that the staple, it has detached itself. There's just, the tear is just a little too long, and it's just detached itself from just the centerfold. So, just wanted to give you guys a little lesson in that, because sometimes it's very important to look at, even on these modern age books. All in all, these books, what I'm going to do is sell them all together as a lot. Okay, next is going to be spawns 170 through 179. These copies are 9/8 all around. But again, the only key issue out of this stack would be this issue, Spawn 179. It is the first appearance of War Spawn. He's a character who in World War I fought alongside his son and made a deal with the devil to, in order for his son to live, he would become a Spawn. All of these are 9/8 candidates. Again, even with this issue, having been graded at 9/8, the return on the investment, the cost of the grading, the cost for pressing, the cost for shipping, I will not make a return on my investment. I'm better off selling them raw as they are. And there is one issue from this lot right here that I wanted to point out that's not a 9/8 candidate, and it's this one, Spawn 176. The reason being is because of the color rub right here at the top staple, and there's a tiny bit of color rub right here at the bottom staple. I don't know if you can see that, but it's just a little, it's very tiny, or it's small enough. It's actually the length of the staple. The color's missing. So it would be like, about this would be at 9/6, because the rest of the book is beautiful. And the pages are black, and they're gorgeous, and staples are there. But it was just the color rub here at the top and bottom staple that kept this one from being a 9/8. 74, which is awesome because this is the first appearance of Gunslinger Spawn. Hot property. This is a hot key issue. Super excited. This book is incredible. It the pages, black. Now, the thing I'm going to have done when I'm going to send this in for grading. Absolutely, I would be a fool not to. And it will and should come in at a 9/8. As of right now, there is a bend. It's a light bend, but it's a bend. Let's see if I can get it to show up on camera for you guys. It's a light bend, and it goes about down the length of the book. Actually, it looks like kind of it's light, and it looks like a stacking bend. Perhaps, however, this was stored. It was one of the other comics, because the more comics you stack, obviously the more pressure it's going to be pushed down. So it looks like it was a backing board from another comic that kind of just got pressed down, because it's a light bend. When I open page 1, I can see the bend a little more right here. Because this is going to be pressed out. I'm going to send this in for pressing as well, and adding pressing to it should press all this out. And this should definitely come in at a 9/8. This is just this is a beautiful book. I'm so excited that this was in there, because this is hot. This is a hot, hot, hot book. Now, another issue that came in would be the follow-up issue. Oh, and by the way, before I forget, just a one, cute little fact. If you take a look at the side here, see the word Spawn? Spelled incorrect. All the issues have that. It's kind of funny, but either way, it's a key issue. It's hot property. Definitely sending that in for grading and pressing. Including issue 175, which is the second appearance of Gunslinger Spawn. And this book is gorgeous as well. And let's make it look, the staples are there. Everything's intact. The back, fantastic. It's just, I am super excited about these two, sending these two in for grading, pressing to CGC, because those two should come back as 9/8, and definitely when sold, and I would definitely I'll sell them together after they've come back graded. Will fetch a nice amount. Should definitely make the return on the investment for the whole lot that was purchased at the auction. So issues number 174 and 175, sending those in for grading and pressing, or pressing and then grading, because those are just two absolutely gorgeous books, and they're hot property. I mean, it's just, I couldn't believe it. Did not expect to see those two in there, but they are, and I'm super stoked. Okay, everyone, the next run is Spawn 180 to 189. This is an exciting batch right here, because we have a lot of, actually quite a few variants and first appearances or deaths. So let's go get to it. These right here, I've already looked through, and they are 9/8. We have in Spawn 183, we have the first appearance of Morana, or Morana, this depends on how you want to pronounce it, who actually is the miscarried daughter of Al Simmons. Now, if any of you have never read Spawn, Al Simmons is Spawn. That was his name when he was a human or alive. And so this was his miscarried daughter, and she was raised by a demon. So this is a first appearance. It's a key issue. It's a great key issue. Then there was also in this, we have Spawn 185. 185, the death of Al Simmons as Spawn. And a new Spawn appears. His name is Jim Downing. But this issue right here marks the death of our beloved Al Simmons as Spawn. Now, this one had variants. The variants that came in this auction lot, one of them is this one. This is I love this cover. This is a great cover. And it's in beautiful condition. So this is one of the variant covers for 185. This is the second print for issue 185 that was in that batch of books. Sadly, there is a small tear right at the top. And that absolutely killed it for, it's never going to get a 9.8, of course. If anything, this, with a tear about this size, I'd say probably a 9 to a 9. It's on the front cover. It's obvious. It's right there. So the lowest I would go is be a 9 on this, because it is, you can't not see it. It's right there. And this second printing is a little more rare than the first printing. So that was really pretty much a bummer, but it is still a great book. And then on issue 189, we have I wanted to show you guys, in this one, we have just a small, you almost can't see it because it's blended in, okay? But there's a small tear right here. It's a small tear right there. Yeah, I don't want to make it any worse, of course. But it blends in with the snow. So you almost would miss it if you didn't know what to look for. And, of course, if you open up on the other page, you can see it clear as day right there. So with that, with the tear that tiny or that small, it's still a tear. Unlike, and it is on the front cover, but unlike this one for the second printing of Spawn 185, where it is on a white cover, and it's you just cannot not see it. This one blends in very well. Not to say that tear, the tear is never going to go away. It's never going to get a 9.8. But at least, I would say at least a 9.2. Don't want to make that tear any bigger, but yeah, I wanted to show that to you guys because tears are tricky, depending upon where they are. But a tear is a tear, and it will never get a 9.8. Okay, everyone, this is the last batch. It's Spawn, issues 190 to 195. These right here, I've already looked through. These are very much 9.8 candidates. I just wanted to show two of them. First one is issue 191. And on this issue, you know, the cover is, the black is great. There's no spine stress. It's only when I turn it over, I see, and I'm just trying to get a close up here. There's color color transfer. Basically what happens is, this slid up against another comic and it transferred some of the ink. You can call that, if you wanted to call it, debris or dirt, it's not. It's actually just a color transfer. Let's see if I can't get that for you guys. It's at the bottom staple, and then it kind of runs up here to the top. So I would give this one a 9.6 because of that. It's light. It's light, but there is a significant amount of it at the very top on the back. And then for Spawn issue 194, this one, of course, there's a little tiny bit of a surface tear. It's not a big deal, but there is, again, here's a little bit of color transfer, some more color transfer up here, and down here we have a little bit of a tiny, it's tiny, but it's a bit bigger surface tear here on the spine that breaks color. So this would never ever come in at a 9.8 ever. And on the back, let me see, it's a little bit more up here, what appears to be color transfer. And so yeah, this one with this one and this one, these two areas on the spine where there is a surface tear, and it obviously shows color. And then you've got some color transfer. This one I would give this one a 9.4. Maybe I'm being too harsh, but it's right here on the front. It's not on the back, it's on the front. You can see it. And on that one, this one I'd give a 9.6. But both of these are definitely not ever going to come in at a 9.8. And I will sell these as well, all of these in a lot, the whole lot. And that will do it for this. And the next ones I will show you are the two that I passed up on. So yeah, so there we have it. Okay, everyone, I'm going to share the two books that I did pass up on. The first one is this Spawn 185 variant. It's a crime. I am so upset. First of all, this variant alone is up there in price with that Spawn Gunslinger first appearance. I mean, if this had come in at a 9.4, maybe at a 9.6, I would, oh my goodness. But I'll show you what happened. There's a tear here at the bottom staple, and when you turn this over, the tear continues. So it's about a 1-inch tear. Same with the top, about a 1-inch tear. You can't really see it because of the white, but all I have to do is just open the book, and you're going to see the tear. I was gutted when I saw this. It just absolutely killed me because this book is so, oh my goodness. Could have, with just this book alone, had it been even at a 9.6 or 9.4, I could have made all the money back plus more. Having it graded and but I can't, and I don't. Maybe I'll keep it. Just I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I can't. I'm not going to sell it, and certainly will not throw it away. That's blasphemous. I'd never throw a comic book away. But that, just as if I had to grade this book, if somebody sent this and I had to grade it, with the tears being at least an inch, each one an inch, because how it's measured is because it goes from one side to the other, and at least an inch. A 5.5, maybe a 6, but a 5.5. It's those tears. You can't do anything. You can't. I mean, you can put tape on it, but what's? I mean, that's if. But then you don't send it in. Anyways, that book. Absolutely, I was gutted. Absolutely gutted. Just it was I couldn't believe it. But yeah, this book, the potential. But no, I'm still gutted. And now on this one is the variant to Spawn 193, and there's about a 1-inch tear at the bottom of the book, and the fact that even though it's on the front and in the inside cover, of course, grade wise, 7. It doesn't matter. I'm not sending these in for grading, and maybe I'll just keep them or something, and I don't know. But these are the two that I had to pass up on, and I just, yeah, but absolutely was shattered. This one in particular, this one just, I'm still shattered. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. But there you have it. Those were all the books in that auction lot. And now let's see what I can get for a return on my investment.